Hey, this is Andrew Brown, and we're back onto Secrets Manager. And in this one, what I want to do is utilize it for an actual database. So I believe the way that it works is that it's going to need to have a very particular structure in order to work with it. So obviously, if you utilize it this way, it's a little bit easier. Also, notice that we have this optional configuration rotation option here. But I think that we go and look at CloudFormation, I don't think it's going to show all that stuff. So notice that we have, whoops, notice that we have two things here. We have a secret target attachment, and then the secret itself. Oh, there it is, rotation schedule and resource policy. So I guess they have these as separate resources. So what we're going to do to get this going is we're going to go and make a new folder. I'm going to call this one DB. And I'm going to go copy these two files down for the mask. And we'll paste them in here. And just so I'm not getting confused with old files, because it does happen, I'm just going to open these up in new tabs. And this one here is going to be, I want the deploy here. This one's going to be SMDB. I'm not sure if we want to pass in the password this way, but I actually kind of prefer to auto-generate out the password. I don't know what's going on here. It's just really dry in my office, so my throat is throwing me for a loop. But what we'll do is go over to the basic template, and I want to just grab this generated one out that is more preferable, and we'll go back to our one down here below. I can go ahead and for now I'll just get rid of parameters. So we have our secret. That's step one. And we don't know the structure yet, but I know it's going to be something like this. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to go back over to CloudFormation, and then we'll obviously want to have a secrets attachment. So we'll go ahead and grab this. Maybe there's an example down below. So here, this one's specifically for a Redshift cluster. I mean, if this works, that would be great. I'd rather just do that. And so, yeah, maybe if this just works, let's go ahead and just do a Redshift. Well, I don't know. Redshift can be kind of heavy to deploy, so maybe not. Maybe we'll do a database instead, but at least we can kind of see how it's being utilized. But you can see it's just passing them in as the username and password here. And then we have our attachment. So I'm going to go down here below, and we'll just paste this in as such. And we'll just say DB attachment. And then we have our secret ID. So this is going to be my secret. And then we have our target. But then we need to figure out what the target type is. So we'll go back over to here. I'm just going to go and grab this link so we have it. And I want to see the target type. I imagine there's probably one for a database. So that would be something for Postgres or MySQL. That's more appropriate to what we would like to utilize. There we go. And so now we need a database. So let's go over to RDS. Yeah, we have that in this section here. And so we do set up a database. And there are quite a few steps here, but I'm going to go ahead and grab, I basically want this whole template, really. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab this whole template, I guess. And we'll just have to merge them together. Let's go ahead and copy this. And I'll go down below. There we go. And I'll just close this out and close this out. And so I need to merge these together. So we'll take these two parts here. What is going on? Oh, I lost my database. I'm not this clumsy. It's just working in here, not in Vim, causes me these issues. That is the price we pay when we want convenience of cloud services. Okay, so I'm going to take off, or take this part here, and hit X, which is a Vim command, sorry. And then I'm looking for resources. I'm going to go ahead and paste this above. There we go. And then I'll just take these out of here. I'll just say, oh, this says RDS instance with Secrets Manager. So we were using it before, but we weren't explicitly attaching it. So the idea here is that maybe what we might want to do, I'm going to undo this. I'm sorry. But maybe what we should do is we could, no, we could do it in one go, I think. I think it's fine. I was thinking maybe we'd have to create the RDS database first as a separate CloudFormation template and then join them together. But I mean, they didn't do that for Redshift, so it seems fine. But clearly there is a convenience here where we can use Secrets Manager for our database. somewhere here. Secrets. Oh, you know what it is? We just passed it in, so we actually didn't generate it out. We just passed the ARN in there. So then where does this get used? Secret ARN. And it's used here to get it there. So I guess we'll take that out, and we're basically just generating the thing out now. So I'll close out this tab so we can see what we're doing. I'll just split it across so that we have a bit more room to work with. So yeah, this one says resolve secrets manager, RDS secret ARN stuff. But we don't need to do it that way because we directly have it. So if we go back over to our example down below here, this one references it directly. Oh no, it still uses it, but it's just passing in the value right here. Okay, so what we can do, I don't think it's the target, it is the secret itself. So we can go ahead and, where is it here? Resources. Where the heck is our secret? Oh no, did it get rid of it? Undo. Undo. Undo, undo, undo. There we go. What a pain this is. We'll cut this. What the heck? This is driving me crazy. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this part out. And I'm going to go over to here. And I grab this whole template. Copy it here. And then I'm going to paste it in the top. And then I'll go and grab these outputs. And then I'll put them down below here. There we go. Finicky, finicky, finicky. So we want to reference our secret here. And so this will just be my secret. But I'm not exactly sure what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this one here. So it's a little bit easier to look at. And so this one says function sub. The other one has a join. We could probably just use this one and then just put in my secret. My secret. And this will be password like this. And I think we could also do that for the username as well. So what we could do here, take this out and put this here, and then this one would be username. And I think that would be fine. Incorrect type, expected string. I'm not sure what's wrong with this. It seems like this should work. No problem, because we copied it from here. So because I copied it from here, I'm just going to ignore it and assume that I am doing it correctly, as I do not trust what it is saying. Yeah, so the other thing is that our deploy script, we might need more stuff in here. So I'm going to just open this up, and then I'm going to go back to the RDS one here. And yeah, this one has a bunch of overrides. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all these overrides. These ones are specific for CA Central 1. So you might have to go into you can't use mine, but you'll have to go into your VPC and just copy out those values. So the only thing that's not in here is the RDS secret ARN. So just take that out. And I mean, we have a username here, but we're not going to set that there. So really all we're setting here is the subnets and the VPC and the web server group ID, which I don't even think I really need this. So I'll go back over to here for web server group ID, because I'm just going to open it up to everything here, web server group ID. And instead of this, I'll put something else. I think that we do this in ELB. We have an example there. So I'm going to go over to ELB here. And in this template, I believe, yeah, we just have the CIDR. So I'll just open this up everywhere, which, you know, not the best practice, but that's fine. So we'll do that. And just thinking what else. So we don't need the ARN. We're definitely not using that anymore. And then we have the secret being generated here. And it has a user. It's just test user, which is not the best name, but that's what it's going to be called. I'm going to take the hyphen out there just in case it doesn't like that. And yeah, that seems fine. Now, there are other things in here. So we have rotation schedule. Sets the rotation schedule of the Lambda rotation function. So this one is if you wanted to hook up a Lambda. I don't personally want to do this, as this is a lot of work, but the idea is that you could have your Lambda, and then your Lambda would trigger it, and it would transform it or do something with it, okay? And then I guess there's a resource policy. Attach resource policy, policy to a secret. This is optional. If the secret has already a resource policy attached, you must first remove it, etc., etc. So I don't plan on doing that here today, but I will go here and just make sure that this information is up to date. So I'm going to go over to my VPC here, and I'm going to go to my VPCs. And so I have one here. I'm going to grab this here. This is 08F. And I believe it's the same. So I think mine is already ready to go. Yep. But you might, again, have to swap yours out here in your subnets. So I think that is fine. I'm going to cd into the DB directory here. And we're going to go ahead and deploy this. Considering all the changes we make, I'm expecting something to go wrong, which is totally fine. So go up to our template here, and I'll get rid of username here. And we'll try this again. And now it says my Redshift cluster, because we have something that we copied that shouldn't be there. So Redshift. The target here would be the RDS instance. I'll go down below here and swap that out. Paste it in as such. Also, we can use the shorter hand version here. All right, and we'll try this again. Unresolved resource dependency username. Come on, I thought we got rid of that. Username, it's being referenced here. I'll just take it out of here. There we go. Does this work? Come on, you can do it. And it's created the change set. Excellent. So we'll go over to here, and hopefully we don't run into any problems. So refresh this. DB, change sets, execute, and now we will take ourselves a break while we wait for this to deploy. All right, so it looks like it is deployed. Now let's take a look here and see what we have for our secrets. So if we go in here, we have my secret, and we can retrieve the secret, and we can see we have a bunch of stuff set here. So we have password, database, engine, port, DB instance identifier, host, and username. And it's interesting because we did not set all those things. We just set the username and the password, but you can see that based on different types of configurations, you'll need different things. And so I'm not sure if the attachment is the one that generated that, but all I'm saying is that I know that this stuff might vary based on databases. So if you want to manually configure this, you might have to look it up. But the attachment is the one that is doing there. Can we go test to see if our username password works? Probably. I don't really care to do that because I know for certain that it is being set correctly. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been able to create the CloudFormation stack. But hopefully that gives you an idea of how this works. Rotation is disabled, so we could enable it here, but we still have to provide it a Lambda function. So I'm not sure if they create those now, but before you used to always have to, see here, use a rotation function from your own account or create a new rotation function. So I'm not sure if it just sets it up and you'd have to do more with this, but we're not going to do this here today because that's just a little bit too much work. But we'll go ahead and tear this down. So we'll say delete, and we'll consider this one complete. So I'll see you in the next one, okay? Ciao.